Well, hello again, guys. Hope you all had a very Merry Christmas and a good Christmas and everything. Hope Santa brought you quite a few goodies. I thought I'd do a video, kind of a short one. I wanted to cover some information. I got the power supply pretty much straightened out and wired up. Did run into a minor little glitch. The other transformer that I was using for the 5 volt or the filaments, it went open on the primary side. Just turned it on and it was open. So I dug into it. I got it out in the garage, and it turned out it just badly corrosion got to it. Took it out. So anyway, we're running off the filaments off of here, and then I went ahead to clean things up and make sure that I had no hum at all. I've wired up a little circuit board back here with LM7805, actually 2 of them in parallel, because I'm not absolutely sure how much current they can actually carry. I've seen 2 data sheets, one saying about 1 amp, another one saying as much as 2.5 amps, and so this way with them in parallel I can they'll easily handle the current. So anyway, that's where this thing's at. Then after I got this going, I started doing some voltage checks, because trying to figure out how come I still wasn't really picking up a very strong signal. And my grids were low, and even though I was supplying a good solid 5 volts to the Radial like it's supposed to have, some of the filaments were way low. So I started doing more resistance checks and everything. I did find that this resistor here happened to be open. I thought I measured all these, but anyway, underneath it I've wired in a resistor soldered up here and here, so it's kind of hid. I doubt anybody can see it. So, but the rest of them were good, and still was having problems. So I thought, well, you know, trust nothing. It's possible that each one of these has got a filter cap, and maybe one of those filter caps are leaky. So I started tearing into it and doing further resistance checks, and I ended up getting, well, let's see, this one and this one and this one, and I believe here too. With everything taken loose from the filaments, I still was picking up anywhere from to ground anywhere from about 3K ohms to as much as 10K ohms, depending on which one I was measuring. So I said, well, now that's not going to be great. So I ended up just drilling them all out, all the rivets out, pulling them all off, which meant tearing the Radial completely back apart. And turned out there was corrosion underneath here. These guys have the tube shields, and I think it was this one here, maybe this one, but one of these 2 over here has got a plaque that tells you what tubes put in. But with those, there was corrosion from that, and their rivets set close enough to the filaments that corrosion had jumped across and was causing a leak through. I ended up pulling them all off and cleaning everything up. I did find some other corrosion areas and stuff. It's kind of funny how the Radial could be relatively pretty darn clean on the top, and underneath these be this way. I don't know. So I'm in the process of putting it back together, and one of my little bored moments, got tired of, you know, cleaning and taking apart and re-riveting and everything else. I got looking at the tubes a little closer, And I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this on here or not, but this is a one of the 112A tubes, and it says custom built radial tubes, KMA. Now, I'm not sure what KMA stands for, or if that's just strictly the way the company name is, or if that actually stands for something or what. I did try doing some Google searching on it and everything, and the only thing I found was one of these tubes being sold on eBay here 2 or 3 years ago. But what I found interesting is, one thing, it's off-centered. And I'm not talking so much this way, even though it is this way, but the other direction, this way, it's off-centered. It actually measures, the globe is a little bit smaller than, see, I got two 112As, and I got a Cunningham brand that's actually a little bigger than this. But the thing that I want you to look at, if you can see that little, what appears to be a cup in there, well, what that is that holds the material that produces this silver, the metal, the getter. They put that's inside that cup, and then they hit the plate with a lot of current and voltage, and that heats that up, and it shoots it out. It'll deposit on the glass like this. And the interesting thing is that is fastened to the plate, which is a big part. But right down in there, that little rod that's coming up there to the side, or right by it, is one of the grid leads. And if you can see it, it comes really, really close to that grid lead. I mean, for a while there I thought maybe it was actually touching, but I measured it with the, I know my tube testers, none of them showed that there was a short there. And I went ahead and measured with the ohm meter, and it's not showing anything. So it's just not touching by a very little bit. But yeah, see that hooks right down onto the plate, and then the other shaft that comes up there, the other rod, is the grid. So my guess is for one thing, they weren't too careful about how they located it, and then probably when they heated it, these will get red hot when they're doing that flash. And it probably, you know, sitting like this, just enough weight, it probably just kind of sunk down a little bit. But it's not touching, even though it looks like it. But in the process of looking this up, that tube, I ran across a very neat website. And this is some of the stuff they got on here. Sit down here, and I'll put a link to the site itself. It's AmericanRadioHistory.com, and they've got a whole bunch of publications and stuff. Right now I've pulled up the some of them, the Citizens Radio Call Book master page, which shows all the ones they've got. They go back to the summer of 1924 and then on up through 1932 or something. There's 21 issues. I'll show you what one of them looks like. I downloaded the 28. I think it was winter of 1928. But they're just fantastic bits of information, plus wonderful, wonderful advertising in them and stuff. And it's just a great little piece of history in there. Another thing that they got on their website is Radio Engineering Magazine, which the magazine, I guess, ran from 1920 to 37, but they've got from, looks like, what is that, June of 1927 through mostly, at least up through the middle of 36 and a few after that. And then Radio News, which goes clean back, I don't know what the plus signs mean for sure, but the check mark anyway, December of 1919, and they've got quite a few of them up quite a ways. So you might check it out. You can download these and stuff. They're pretty interesting. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, yeah, here we are. Here's the one that I downloaded, Citizens Radio Callbook, Magazine and Scientific. This is a schematic of a radio for the 1929 season. I can't remember what brand for sure. They show quite a bit of stuff on it. They got several radios in here. This is a superhet radio. Victorine 1929 AC is all electric, super heterodyne receiver. And there's a picture of the radio, chassis, cabinet, power supply. They're running 2 voltage regulators in there. They got 2 half-wave rectifier tubes. Power supply here, and the schematic for the main chassis. Here's the oscillator, the mixer tube, and 4 IFs transformers, 3 stages of amplification, and then your detector and first audio and output. So anyway, there's lots and lots and lots of information in here, a lot of stuff to look at, a lot of great advertising in these. Just makes for some really nice reads. So I thought maybe you might be interested in that. Like I say, I will leave a link to the website. They've got a bunch of other stuff on there too, and a lot of good information, and a lot of history. So you guys might find that rather interesting. That's about all I've got right now. Now I'm going to be not putting up anything for about a week or a little over. We're going to be out of town visiting family and stuff. So when I get back, I'll get further along on this and make another video where I'm at and everything, and hopefully things will work out all right. So there's where we're at, and like I say, I'll leave a link for this in the description so that you guys can look it up, and makes for some really interesting history and everything in there, so you might find it pretty interesting. So thanks to my new subscribers, thanks for your comments. I haven't got back to all of them. I'm sorry about that. It's just been kind of really the holidays and this radio and everything. It just kind of got overwhelmed a little bit here. So anyway, thanks for watching, and you guys have a good and happy New Year, and stay safe out there and everything. So I'll see you on the next video. Bye.